Hello, it's Doc Severson for the Ready Set Trade of the day for Friday, the 11th of December. Today's trade of the day is on SRAC, or Stable Road Acquisition Corp., which is a SPAC or Special Purpose Acquisition Company, which will eventually become a company called Momentus in early 2021 when they go IPO. Now, this is purely speculative. This company obviously has no revenues or anything. They are intending to do aerospace in the subject of like moon and asteroid mining, which is pretty cool. But obviously they're a long way away from being able to do that. But this is the very early stages. Can we get onto them and get some value out of this speculation or this pump before the rigors of running a regular business come along? Well, let's take a look. Now, this has already rallied quite a bit from $10, $11, which is the SPAC floor, up to about just shy of $17 right now. We don't like to just chase after the highs like this. Even though it might go higher from here, we're always looking for an edge. So there's a couple of ways that we can do this. We can either look to get in, I like this gap here. This is about $12. You can either wait for a pullback, sit there with a good till cancel limit order. You can play this with a warrant, as we've done lately. Or my favorite technique for something like this that is already run is to sell a cash secured put option. Let's go over to Robinhood and show you how to do that. Okay, we brought up Robinhood. We're going to go into the search and we're going to search for SRAC, Stable Road Acquisition. It brings up and we can see the chart. We can see our option to trade down here in the lower right-hand corner. We're going to select that. But instead of saying buy, which is implying to buy the stock, we're going to select trade options. Up at the top, we can either buy or sell the options. We can either buy or sell calls or puts. In this case, we're going to sell a put option. First thing that we need to do is to select the series. We want to stick with the January 15 series. There's just enough time to put on a good trade for this. And we're going to move down to the bottom where we have the $12.50 put, which is running for roughly 73 cents. But quite honestly, a lot of these things run in nickel increments, so we're probably going to be lucky to get somewhere around a 70-cent credit, or that is a $70 per contract credit that comes into our account as soon as we hit the trade. Now, before we submit this order, we have to determine how big the position size is, and we're going to need $1,250 of cash in our account for every contract that we trade. However, what I like to do is use no more than 10% of my capital for any one specific trade. So that means that we need to have at least a $12,500 account to be able to execute this trade and keep it within our risk parameters. Okay, back to the chart. Let's illustrate the position graphically. We can see this light blue line. This represents the expiration date in mid-January. And here's the $12.50 strike price that we're going to set up for that credit, that cash secured put. That's going to bring in $70. Okay, so what happens? We execute the trade. We bring $70 right into our account. We can do whatever we want to with that cash, by the way. We don't have to hold it. We do have to hold $1,250 in cash in our account just to be able to keep the trade, though. So what happens is if the price continues higher, we keep that $70 and move on once our obligation is released in mid-January. If the price goes sideways into mid-January, same thing. We keep that $70. We don't have to do anything. Our obligation is released. If and when we decide to close the position early for a profit, or we just let it expire come mid-January. The price can even come all the way down here to $12 and change by mid-January, and we have to do nothing. It's only when the price goes down to below $12.50, and actually our break-even point for this is $11.80. We can actually go all the way down to $11.80 and still make a profit on this trade. That's our break-even point. Or we can decide that we don't want this anymore and we can close out the position and roll it further out at a lower credit. There's all kinds of things that we can do, which is much more flexible than just trying to buy the stock here at $16.89. We're not sure if it's going to go up, down, or sideways. But in this case, I have all kinds of probabilities, all kinds of ways to make money with this one trade. simply because I took the time to learn how options work. I suggest you do the same thing too. Let us know how we can help. That's it for today's Trade of the Day. We'll see you in the next one.